Hello everybody, this is Tejaswini and today I am going to take you to the world of information technology. So let's begin. Here I am going to cover these points. First is evolution of IT, second is meaning of IT, third is components of IT, fourth is need of IT and fifth is role of IT. Let's see these points in detail. The first one is evolution of IT. So let's see the first era 1940s to 1950s. So basically it was known as UNIVAC computers. On June 30th, 1945, John Newman published the first draft of report on EDIVAC. It was the first documented discussion of the stored program concept and the blueprint for computer architecture. The second era was 1960s to 1970s. It was known as mainframe computers. In this era, it was a centralized architecture with operating system built in within the hardware. Computers were mostly mainframes and mini computers. Remote access was available from client terminals. Applications and data were centralized. Applications were designed to function as silos. IT staff was working in separate rooms than other employees with system interconnectivity minimal at the time. People's desire to bridge the gap led to the motivation behind ARPANET. The next era is between 1980s to 1990s. It was known as personal computer. This decade saw the introduction of the personal computers, that is PC, and had client server architecture with operating systems separated from hardware. Application and data were distributed with processing shared between clients and distributed servers. Applications were shared throughout the organization. This generation of IT worked in cubicles on site, often sharing space alongside the users they supported. Most employees were using PCs with Windows operating system. The next era is 2000 onwards. That's the present era, which is known as mobile era. This era is web services architecture with the virtual operating system. While computer networks took IT from the accounting department to all corners of the enterprise. The World Wide Web took IT to all corners of the globe, connecting millions of people. World Wide Web led to the proliferation of new applications which were no longer limited to enterprise related activities but digitized almost any activity in people's lives. It greatly facilitated the creation and sharing of information by anyone with access to the internet. This also increased the amount of data created, stored, moved, and consumed. Today, applications, data, and services are distributed. Processing is shared and utilized intelligently within grid computers or P2P applications. Applications are shared between clients, suppliers, and external partners. Mobile and cloud computing is responsible for running the infrastructure. Cloud computing enables on-demand and convenient network access to a shared pool of computing devices such as applications, networks, servers, storage and services that can be established quickly and released within minimal management efforts or service provider interactions. Big data and its analysis are become an organization's competitive edge. Big data is a collection of data from traditional and digital sources inside and outside of an organization. Humans have been storing, retrieving, manipulating, and communicating information since they exist. But in the modern terms, it is called as information technology, in short IT. Now, let's see what is the meaning of IT. Yes, The first point is information technology is the use of computers to store, retrieve, transmit and manipulate data or information. The second meaning is it is typically used within the context of business operations with personal or entertainment technologies. The third meaning is several products or services within an economy are associated with information technology, including computer hardware, software, electronics, semiconductors, internet, telecom equipments, and e-commerce. The next meaning is the term is commonly used as a synonym for computers and computer networks, but it also encompasses other information distribution technologies such as television and telephones. Next point which we are going to cover is components of IT. The first component is computer hardware. This is the physical technology that works with information. Hardware can be as small as a smartphone that fits in a pocket or as large as a supercomputer that fills a building. Hardware also includes the peripheral devices that work with computers such as keyboards, external disk drives and routers. The second component is computer software. The hardware needs to know what to do, and that is the role of software. Software can be divided into two types, system software and application software. The primary piece of system software is the operating system such as Windows or iOS, which manages the hardware's operations. Application software is designed for specific tasks such as handling a spreadsheet, creating a document, or designing a web page. The next third component is telecommunication. This component connects the hardware together to form a network. Connections can be through wires such as Ethernet cables or fiber optics or wireless such as through Wi-Fi. A network can be designed to tie together computers in a specific area, such as an office or a school through a local area network, that is LAN. If computers are more dispersed, the network is called as a wide area network, that is WAN. The internet itself can be considered as a network of networks. The next component is databases and data warehouses. This component is where the material that the other components work with resides. A database is a place where data is collected and from which it can be retrieved by querying it using one or more specific criteria. A data warehouse contains all of the data in whatever form that an organization needs. Databases and data warehouses have assumed even greater importance in information technology with the emergence of big data, a term for the truly massive amount of data that can be collected and analyzed. The next component is human resources and procedures. The final and possibly most important component of information systems is the human element. The people that are needed to run the system and the procedures they follow so that the knowledge in the huge databases and data warehouses can be turned into learnings that can be interpreted what has happened in the past and guide the future actions. This was about the components of IT. Now let's see why we need information technology. A wealth of knowledge at the click of the keys, a vast magnitude of options to present one's thoughts, a permanent storage system with a zillion gigabytes of data. Welcome one and all to the high-tech age where we are the demigods by the mere punching of buttons. With laptops, tablets, and other mobile devices playing an increasingly important role in education today, An understanding of information technology has become very vital. Advancements in information and communication technology play a significant role in preparing students to apply what they have learned in any subject and find their place in a global workforce. Work with information technology brings students valuable connectivity with teachers, other schools and students, and wide network of professionals around the globe. Those connections spice the school days with a sense of real world relevance and broaden the educational community. Information technology used in the classrooms enhances lessons and instructions. Having up-to-date information and research available with only a mouse click as well as the internet ensures that the students have accurate and viable information. It is no wonder that students are encouraged to undertake a treasure hunt of knowledge and gather information on specified topics. Their creativity is triggered with various views and images amazed from across the globe, be it projects, assignments, presentations, or exchange of information from one destination to another. Students know how to roast the roost and admirably present their viewpoint. Many educators are looking at ways of applying the technology to every subject and change the way teachers and students approach them. Undergraduate degree programs that prepare students to meet the computer technology needs of business, government, healthcare, schools, and other kinds of organizations. IT specialists assume responsibility for selecting hardware and software products appropriate for an organization, integrating those products with organizational needs and infrastructure, and installing, customizing, and maintaining those applications for the organization's computer users. By digitally organizing what was once on paper, we have easier access to important information as well as a valuable tool in decision making. Many libraries use a digital database to make information readily available and make the education process smoother. This has also paved way for the educators to interact with colleagues via video conferencing, access and gather data in the maintenance of records, as well as use of more multimedia rich applications and programs to plan more effective and interacting lessons. The next point that we are going to cover is role of IT, but it will be covered in the next video. Till then, stay tuned with me and digitally. Thank you.